The first of 3,000 U.S. troops heading to Kabul to help get American personnel safely out of the embassy are now arriving there. The Taliban, meanwhile, gaining more ground. The Biden administration deploying thousands of troops to help with the evacuations of many personnel at the embassy. Video tonight released by the Taliban claiming to show them entering Kandahar, the second largest city, now seizing at least 17 provincial capitals in just the last week. We have also learned tonight that Americans at the U.S. Embassy have been told to destroy sensitive materials on site. And the Pentagon was pressed today on why they're not calling this a combat mission. You'll hear how they answered. Here's our senior foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, tonight.
Tonight, with the Taliban swiftly closing in on Kabul, the first of 3,000 American troops are now there.
Troop movements that we mentioned yesterday are happening as we speak. By the end of the weekend, the bulk of the 3,000 that we talked about yesterday will be in place.
The Taliban taking 4 more provincial capitals, now just 50 miles from Kabul. Explosions overnight in Kandahar as the militants gain ground in the second largest city. This video released by the Taliban purporting to show their triumphant entry. The Taliban now controlling more than 2/3 of the country. The Pentagon today asked about the militants' rapid takeover as U.S. troops arrived to evacuate most embassy staff and visa applicants.
We are certainly concerned by the speed with which the Taliban has been moving. Clearly, from their actions, it appears as if they are trying to get Kabul isolated.
But the Pentagon was pressed on why they're not calling this a combat mission.
These soldiers and Marines that are fully kitted out, putting on night vision goggles, landing in Kabul, taking positions at the airport, they're going to a combat zone, are they not?
They're certainly going into harm's way, Lucas, and they will have
zone?
Lucas, they will have the right of self-defense. They will be armed, and as I said yesterday, and I don't think I could have made it any more clear, that if there is an attack upon our forces, our commanders have now and always have had the right and responsibility to defend themselves.
And tonight, officials still insisting Afghan forces can fight back.
You said the Afghan forces have the advantage. What proof can you offer as the Taliban have taken over now vast majorities of the country and they've now surrounded Kabul?
That the Taliban have moved with the speed with which they have, and that the resistance that they have faced has been insufficient to stop those, to check those advances, does not mean, Lucas, that the advantages aren't still there. You have to use it. You have to be willing to apply it.
Afghans from provinces taken over by the Taliban now fleeing to neighbouring Pakistan. Others fleeing north, setting up encampments in Kabul, speaking of the terrors they've already witnessed. This woman saying the Taliban forced her out of her home in Zarbagum. They killed her sons and married off her daughters-in-law.
Just horrific stories now emerging. So let's get back to Ian Pannell with us again tonight. Ian, all this fast moving. We have 2 questions for you here. What do you know tonight about U.S. personnel at the embassy being told to destroy sensitive items? And I know that you also sent in word that you're hearing tonight that the Taliban is actually sending a peace envoy now to Kabul. What does this mean?
Yeah, that's right, David. An internal notice obtained by ABC News showing the embassy's instructed all U.S. personnel to destroy items like documents and electronic devices to, quote, reduce the amount of sensitive material on the property. That includes any items with U.S. logos or American flags. But separately, perhaps a glimmer of hope, we're hearing that Ismail Khan, notorious warlord from Herat, he was captured by the Taliban, now being dispatched as their envoy to Kabul tonight to try and broker a deal. As I say, perhaps, just perhaps, a glimmer of hope. David?
Yeah, perhaps that could be a key development, and you'll follow it for us, Ian. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.